The oxygen sensor, often referred to as the O2 sensor, is an essential component in modern vehicles responsible for monitoring the oxygen content in the exhaust gases. This data is crucial for the Engine Control Unit, ECU, to adjust the air-fuel mixture for efficient combustion, thereby optimizing performance, fuel economy, and emissions control. When an oxygen sensor fails or begins to degrade, it can lead to a host of issues that not only affect the driving experience, but can also harm the environment and your wallet. Here, we explore 9 detailed signs that might indicate your oxygen sensor is failing. Number 1. Check engine light activation. The check engine light, CEL, is your vehicle's first line of defense against operational anomalies, including issues with the oxygen sensor. When the oxygen sensor fails to provide accurate data to the ECU, it triggers the CEL to alert you that something is amiss. This light can be accompanied by diagnostic trouble codes, DTCs, like P0130 through P0141, which specifically indicate oxygen sensor problems on Bank 1 Sensor 1. These codes can be read with an OBD2 scanner, providing a clear direction for diagnosis. It's not just the illumination of the CEL, but the persistence of the light after multiple driving cycles that should prompt you to investigate further. Ignoring this warning could lead to more severe engine issues as the ECU continues to operate based on incorrect data, potentially affecting other components of your vehicle's emission control system. Number 2. Decreased fuel economy. A malfunctioning oxygen sensor can significantly impact your vehicle's fuel efficiency. The sensor's primary job is to inform the ECU about the oxygen content in the exhaust so that the air-fuel mixture can be adjusted for optimal combustion. If the sensor starts to fail, it might consistently report that there's too much oxygen in the exhaust, leading the ECU to inject more fuel to compensate, thus creating a richer mixture than necessary. This overcompensation results in higher fuel consumption as the engine burns more fuel for the same level of performance. Over time, if you notice your vehicle consuming more gas than usual, particularly without a change in driving habits or vehicle conditions, a faulty oxygen sensor could be the underlying issue. Addressing this promptly not only saves money on fuel, but also helps maintain the longevity of the engine by preventing it from running too rich, which can lead to carbon buildup and other problems. Number 3. Rough idling or stalling. The oxygen sensor plays a critical role in maintaining the correct air-fuel ratio, especially at idle where the engine operates at low speeds. When the sensor fails, the mixture can become either too rich or too lean, leading to unstable engine operation. This might manifest as rough idling, where the engine shakes or vibrates more than usual while stationary, or it might even stall out altogether. Stalling can occur because the ECU, receiving incorrect data from the sensor, can't adjust the fuel delivery adequately to keep the engine running smoothly. This symptom is particularly noticeable when you're at a stoplight or in traffic, where consistent idling is necessary. Over time, if not addressed, these issues can escalate, affecting not just the idle but also the overall drivability of the vehicle, making acceleration or deceleration less predictable and more problematic. Number 4. Black smoke from exhaust. Black smoke emanating from your vehicle's exhaust is a clear indicator of a rich fuel mixture where there's an excess of fuel in relation to the air available for combustion. A failing oxygen sensor might not properly communicate with the ECU about the need to reduce fuel injection, causing the engine to burn off unneeded fuel, which then exits as black smoke. This not only indicates inefficiency but also increases pollution, as incomplete combustion leads to higher emissions of particulates and hydrocarbons. Observing black smoke is a visual cue that your engine might be compensating for an oxygen sensor that isn't doing its job correctly, signaling a need for immediate inspection and potential replacement to reduce environmental impact and maintain engine health. Number 5. Failed emissions test. Oxygen sensors are pivotal for passing emissions tests because they help ensure that the engine burns fuel efficiently, thus minimizing harmful emissions. A faulty sensor can lead to higher levels of pollutants like carbon monoxide, hydrocarbons, and oxides of nitrogen. If your vehicle fails an emissions test, especially after previously passing without issue, the oxygen sensor should be one of the first components checked. This is because the sensor's role in emission control is to help the ECU manage the combustion process to reduce pollutants. Without accurate feedback from the oxygen sensor, the engine might run in a way that significantly increases emissions, leading to not only a failed test but also contributing to air quality degradation. Number 6. Hesitation during acceleration. When you press the accelerator, the engine needs to respond promptly by providing the right mixture of air and fuel for power. A bad oxygen sensor might cause the engine to hesitate or feel sluggish during acceleration because it provides incorrect data to the ECU, leading to an air-fuel mixture that's not optimal for performance. This can be particularly frustrating in situations where you need quick acceleration, like merging onto a highway or passing another vehicle. The hesitation comes from the engine running either too rich or too lean, which can also lead to a lack of power or a feeling of the car struggling to gain speed. This symptom can be confused with other engine issues, so it's important to consider the oxygen sensor as a possible cause when troubleshooting. Number 7. Engine pinging or knocking. Engine knock or pinging sounds are often associated with a lean air-fuel mixture, where combustion happens prematurely due to the heat and pressure inside the cylinder before the spark plug ignites the mixture. If the oxygen sensor misleads the ECU into thinking the mixture is richer than it actually is, the ECU might underfuel the engine, leading to conditions ripe for knocking. This abnormal combustion can not only be heard but can also cause significant engine damage over time. Pinging can lead to the degradation of pistons, bearings, and other internal engine components if left unchecked. It's a symptom that should not be ignored, as it directly relates to how the oxygen sensor interacts with the engine management system. Number 8. Smell of rotten eggs from the exhaust. The smell of rotten eggs, or hydrogen sulfide, from the exhaust isn't directly caused by the oxygen sensor but can be an indirect result of a rich mixture due to sensor failure. When the engine runs rich because of incorrect sensor data, sulfur compounds in the fuel might not burn off completely, leading to this distinctive, unpleasant odor. While this symptom might not be as immediately concerning as others, it's a sign of inefficient combustion and can contribute to the degradation of the catalytic converter, which is designed to clean up such emissions. Number 9. Increased catalyst temperature. A less commonly recognized but very critical symptom of a bad oxygen sensor is an increase in the temperature of the catalytic converter. The oxygen sensor's job includes helping to regulate the air-fuel ratio to prevent the catalytic converter from overheating. When the sensor fails, the mixture can become excessively rich or lean, leading to an imbalance that can cause the converter to overheat. Over time, this can lead to the catalytic converter melting or failing entirely, which not only results in expensive repairs, but can also lead to overheating issues or even fires under the vehicle. This symptom might not be as directly observable as others, but can be inferred from related issues like a glowing exhaust or damage to surrounding components. Conclusion: recognizing these symptoms early can prevent more significant issues, like engine damage or increased repair costs from related components like the catalytic converter. If you observe any of these signs, it's wise to have your vehicle's oxygen sensor checked by a professional mechanic. They can perform a detailed diagnosis, potentially saving you from further complications and ensuring your vehicle runs efficiently with minimal environmental impact. Remember, regular maintenance and timely replacement of worn sensors are key to maintaining your vehicle's performance and longevity.